Hey guys, welcome back to more F1 2018 and part 15 of our Mercedes career mode. And in today's episode we are doing the Singapore Grand Prix. We have had the announcement about the regulations for next year. They are changing, which means our powertrain upgrades are under threat as well as our durability upgrades. Unless we invest in keeping them, they'll be at half price of what we paid for them originally. So we'll just have to look at that as we go through the season. I think these are probably the priority to keep, all of the durability ones, because obviously we want a reliable car. But in all honesty, I don't see us being at Mercedes next season, so perhaps we'll let them lose a couple of upgrades, as it might be seen, simply so that they're a bit closer to Ferrari and Red Bull. We've upgraded a lot. I'm kind of tempted to not upgrade at all until Ferrari and Red Bull are back in it, because at the moment we're pretty much guaranteed one or two in qualifying, and in the race, in a normal race, we'd probably be guaranteed one or two as well. I mean, you can see that from our season results since Canada. We haven't finished outside the top four, so that is a really good achievement, yes, but I think we need to lay off on the development cycle. But Singapore this weekend, a track that Mercedes haven't done well at recently, so it'll be interesting to see whether Future Joe can manage to put something together in Q3. So guys, you join me in Q1, and as you can see, it is raining, and we are currently down in 20th place. I know I just cut that corner blatantly, but I don't care at this point. All I care about is getting through to Q2. At the very least, we're only 3/10 up. I don't know how much time we're going to have to make up to get through. We just haven't got the confidence in the car, and just not extracting as much out of it as Lewis, who's 3 seconds ahead of us at the minute at the top of the standings. Just gonna have to let it glide through corners, take risks all the way up to the wall. Got about half a second, we've gone into the wall, but we should be able to hopefully lift ourselves out of the drop zone. It's only 17th. It's only 17th. We're going out in Q1 here unless we can make this fuel last the whole lap. But I don't think we can, and we've hit the barrier, but you can see we were already half a second up.
It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
But I'm staying in lean mix, trying to finish this lap. We're still 2/10 up here. This is our last chance saloon, or we're going to be starting outside the top 10 for the first time in our career. Well, that's the end of that. So we are out. We're down to 18th already, and we are out in Q1 of the Singapore Grand Prix, and that changes everything for the race tomorrow. We can't even slow the car down. Goodness me, we are in some trouble. But yeah, we're out. We might as well just retire the car now and just leave it at that. Unbelievable. In that case, I think we're going to take a new engine and stuff and make sure reliability is fine. But as you can see, we just didn't hook it together. In 19th place, we were only 3/10 off making it through to Q2, but not being able to hook the lap up together. And we start 19th for the race tomorrow. How terrible is that?
Hello and welcome one and all to the shining streets of Singapore. Can you believe we've been coming here for nearly a decade now? It feels like only yesterday that Felipe Massa was dragging his fuel hose down the pit lane in that eventful opening race, and in a Grand Prix won from pole position more often than not, will we see a new victor crowned today? The 3.1 miles of the Marina Bay Street circuit wind its way around some of the iconic landmarks here in the heart of Singapore. 23 corners in total, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, making this one of the most technical circuits on the Formula One calendar, with just 47% of the lap taken at full throttle. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Nico Hülkenberg, and Magnussen, Grosjean, Alonso, Ocon, and Carlos Sainz. Leclerc, Perez, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Gasly, Stroll. Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty. Brendan Hartley and Marcus Ericsson, Sirotkin and the captain. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So here we are in 20th position. We have went for a new power unit and gearbox, so that should hopefully help us out. I'm wondering whether to start on the soft tyres. I mean, I'm looking at it and perhaps the soft tyre is not actually as durable. Well, it is as durable, but not that much. Not that much more durable than the ultra soft is what I'm trying to say. So we'll go for the ultra softs for the first stint, and then we shall move to the hyper soft a little bit later on. So that should be good, and hopefully we can make something out of this race. Let's up the fuel a little bit. I mean, it's already 18 laps. I think that's more than enough to help us out. So yeah, a little bit annoying to start this low down, but that's the way it goes sometimes, and you know, that's
Okay, go through all
the reality of it.
We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cooler, so don't go too high with the revs.
It is going to be difficult to overtake around here, but you know, hopefully going a little bit longer into the race will really help us. So get some clean air, get some quick laps under our belt, and then come back a little bit later with the hyper softs. But this could have huge ramifications for the championship. We're already 5 points behind Lewis. If Lewis was to win this race, we'd be possibly 30 points behind going into the final 5 rounds of the season. So, or 6 rounds I think they'll be. Oh, that's the end of the formation lap. Who cares? I hate Singapore, to be honest with you. I really don't like the track, so yeah. Well, here we go, 5 red lights. Lights out, away we go. A bit of a slow start, but I don't actually mind that. I'm quite happy to just stay away from all of this turn 1 action and just sort of get through it nice and safely. Although we will have a little look down the inside of Ericsson. We've managed to get Sirotkin. Ricciardo also down the order with us, so we can hopefully follow him through early on in this Grand Prix. So we're already past Ericsson and Sirotkin. Able to make a move on these other guys fairly shortly. We're going down the inside of Hartley. Oh, he's trying to play NASCAR with us there, but we're alright, we're through. Now just behind Daniel Ricciardo, so good for this Grand Prix. We did what we needed to do. know, got away cleanly and safely, and now we've just got to use our pace and get through the pack. Nice move on Gasly there, and we've got the momentum on Daniel Ricciardo. We're going to move it on to overtake, because I have been told that overtake actually works better when you are overtaken, which, you know, makes sense. It's called overtake rather than hot lap, so that makes sense. But we didn't quite make the move, unfortunately. But still a decent start here. Safety car deployed.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Right, so we need to decide what tyres we're going to go for the rest of this Grand Prix.
It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Gasly out again, but that helps us, most definitely. Got Lewis right behind us. Pit stops have been, if you're wondering. Yeah, he thinks move on to softs. I agree.
Okay, copy that.
We're never going to take hyper softs to the end. These tyres are pretty much on their last leg, so we're going to come back out on the softs. And that'll hopefully get us to the end of the Grand Prix without too much trouble. It's just a shame that we've had to come so far around the lap to actually get there. But here we come now. 37, so that's fine. No worries. We're going to be right at the back of the pack.
Go, go, go.
Away. 2.8 seconds. I'm going to be just behind Ricciardo. But I think everybody's pit, so not really gaining anything out of this safety car, and I think we might actually be plumb last.
No more scheduled pit stops.
Yep, we're plumb last, everyone. So this has been a terrible Grand Prix. I don't see how we get a positive result out of this now. Unless our tyres are just superior to the rest of the grids. We're just going to have to suck this one up, guys. Okay guys, we are back underway in the Singapore Grand Prix. I don't know who is leading the race, but I know it's not Lewis or Sebastian at the moment. We're taking no prisoners on our march up the field. We managed to get past Stroll and Ericsson so far. So I'm hoping we can get past Sorokin fairly shortly. You never know, we might get a couple of points out of this, and it could make the difference in the championship at the end. You never ever know. Well, we're going to squeeze down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. We also squeeze down the inside of Leclerc. Ricciardo's back there. I tell you what, it was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? Let's have a little look at that on the replay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we didn't make any contact whatsoever with Ricciardo. Went down the inside. Oh no, maybe we did. Did we make contact? Let's watch it from Daniel's perspective. I don't know. Did we make contact there? I mean, it was a bit of a naughty move. you know, granted. Let's see. No, we didn't. So, I mean, Daniel pushed Leclerc into the wall.
Okay, clear.
And we sort of pushed, or didn't give Ricciardo space, but that's up to him to back out. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's fine. By the way, the McLaren was Van Dorn, and he came into the pits. But we are only 2 places outside the points here. The tyres are coming to life. We might get some points.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Around the outside of Alonso fairly easily. Really fight. We're starting to get something here from the car on these tyres. I don't know, maybe it was just the Ultra Softs or something.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, we go down the inside of Grosjean into the final turn, and we're now up to 9th in this Grand Prix. Doing really, really well now, and a couple of championship points for our hard work today, which is great. Can we get the Force Indias by the end of the race?
Your gap to the car ahead is 5.0 seconds.
Well, Sebastian Vettel has come round and won his first Grand Prix since Australia. We've just hit the wall again, so our race has been absolutely terrible. But yeah, I mean, to come out of this with 2 points could be crucial come the end of the championship. The fireworks are really, really cool. Well, here we come, up to the line, 9th place.
Not good enough. Not good enough at all. Let's push harder next time, okay?
A great win then for the Maranello team today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling Grand Prix. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top 3 today. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the captain. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Well, there we have it then. Sebastian Vettel wins. Pardon me. Hamilton is in second, Raikkonen third, with Hulkenberg in fourth, Verstappen fifth, Magnussen sixth, Perez seventh, Ocon eighth, Ware in ninth, with Sainz in 10th. 2 points out of today, you know, it could really help towards the end of the championship. You know, it's the difference. 21 points can be made up with 3 victories, and Lewis finishing in second. So, yeah, you know, those 2 points could well be crucial. But we're going to have to buck up our ideas now and really push going into the final 6 races. If you've enjoyed that, then make sure you do leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.